Alrighty guys, welcome back to another video. It's a few days after I made the last video stripping down the RM250. So my new piston's already come in. So I'm just going to strip the cylinder down so we can get that sent away. So I mentioned that I was going to find an oversized piston and have the bore cut oversized, but turns out I can't actually find an oversized piston in New Zealand. I want to get the bike fixed as soon as I can. So I've bought a new Pro X piston and ring kit, and then I'm sending the cylinder away to the people who have the RM125 cylinder as well. I'm going to TIG weld the scores in the bore, re-bore it, and then nickel seal coat it to the factory size of the piston. So here's the new Pro X piston. So yeah, pretty standard. So you've got the ring set, the piston, so it's just a cast piston, just like OEM. Got the circlips and the gudgeon pin, so nothing special. But this is going to be the ticket to getting the RM back up and running. Before I send the cylinder away, I've got to get the reed stripped off, the power valves out, and yeah, get the O-rings and the lines taken off. So without further ado, we're going to get stripping this apart. So as you've seen, I got the power valve stripped out of the cylinder. So yeah, it's ready to be sent off now. The only thing they need is the power, like the actual power valves. So it's just these three. So when they do welding or something inside the cylinder, they can make sure the power valves fit and work all properly and stuff. So yeah, they just need these just to make sure that it's gonna like have the correct tolerances and stuff. So tomorrow I'm gonna chuck this on the carrier, and hopefully we should see both the RM125 and the RM250 cylinder back at the same time. And as soon as this is back, we're going to be throwing the top end back together, and then in the meantime, once the other fork kit comes in, I'm going to throw the forks together. And then when the 125 cylinder comes in, we can start back on that build. We can throw the engine together, and then we can start building the bike up from there. But yeah, when I see you guys next, we'll have the RM250 cylinder back. It'll be freshly replated and ready for the bike. As you can see, we've got the RM250 back in the shed. Yeah, I've had enough of working on the RM125. We're having too many hiccups with that, so it's been put in the back shed for now until we can sort out the airbox. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen that video, pretty much it was just a whole video of just hiccups and stuff, which is a pain in the ass when you're trying to build a bike. But yeah, I suppose that's what happens when you go through this whole process. But anyway, I'm sorting out another airbox and then we'll be back into it. But for now, yeah, I've got the RM250 in here and the cylinder is finally back for it, so we can get the engine fixed up and back up and running, which I'm so excited about because it's been so long since I've ridden. So yeah, I sent the cylinder away to get fixed, so they fixed the slight scoring in it and replated the cylinder. And yeah, I also asked them to machine the inner O-ring seat out. As you would have seen in the video where I pulled the 250 apart, it was the inner O-ring that caused the damage pretty much. So that was the main reason that needed to be fixed before it happened again. So they did everything but fix the seat. So I had to drop it off to a guy here, local in Tauranga luckily, and he put it on a milling machine. He pretty much just skimmed. He actually did both the inner and outer O-rings because they are both too shallow. So he's fixed that, and yeah, it's finally back. So I'm so excited to get it back together. So here is the cylinder, and yeah, check out the O-rings and stuff. They just look so much better. How they're not sitting like real proud like they were. So obviously for them to seal they have to be sitting up a wee bit. But yeah, it looks so good. And then the inside of the bore. That stuff over there, that's just like metal filings and stuff from when he did the seats. But yeah, I have to give it a real good washout, and I haven't got to that yet. But yeah, the bore's looking real good, no scores or anything. And then they also cleaned up the ports here, as you can see, around the sleeve, which the original owner didn't do. But yeah, the cylinder is looking so much better than what it was. So I'm still not quite sure the actual reasoning, what caused all the scoring on the inside of the bore and on the piston and stuff. And yeah, I'm still a little bit unsure of what would have actually caused it, because obviously coolant in the bore wouldn't have caused it unless it was the corrosion or the rust on the bore that caused it after I started it. But yeah, I'm not too sure, but it's way better to be safe than sorry. And I'm not about to ruin a $650 cylinder. So since I know how to rebuild an engine and stuff, I'm just going to pull the motor out of the bike and strip it completely down, make sure there's no grit, yeah, dirt, debris, I don't know, whatever's in there. Make sure there's nothing inside, give everything a real thorough clean out, a blowout, and then reassemble the engine very carefully. I just cannot afford to be like constantly dumping money into this bike. It already owes me quite a bit. So yeah, to ruin another cylinder, especially after it's just been done, and yeah, it costs like $650 for a replate and stuff. So yeah, I'm not about to go down that process again on this engine. So I'm going to pull the engine completely apart and yeah, make sure that it's going to be good and this engine is going to be strong and reliable. I suppose I better show you how the bike's sitting at the moment. So I've got the tank and the seat on. They're just sitting there loosely, nothing's bolted down, and I'm pretty sure the subframe is just sitting there too. Yeah, I've just got the bolt just through it, holding it there. So yeah, we'll just pull that all off, and then we'll have to take the chain off, swing arm bolt out, the two bottom engine mounts and the clutch cable, and yeah, the engine should just come out. So I should have it out within like half an hour, and then we'll be able to pull it apart. I'll have to drain the oil as well, so I'll do that before we do anything else. But yeah, let's roll the time lapse of getting this engine out. So yeah, now is all we have to do is start pulling the engine apart. I'm not going to do it tonight, it's getting pretty late, but yeah, you guys will see it in this video still. But yeah, we'll just get it stripped apart. I probably won't. I'll probably just wear my GoPro on my head and then you just time lapse it sort of, because you guys have seen it be pulled apart and put back together when I originally built the bike. So if you want in depth, go and check those videos out. I just wear my GoPro on my head and time lapse it and then update you guys if I need or whatever. So guys, I'm just sitting here editing the video and realised I selected the wrong mode in the GoPro, so the footage is way too fast to actually watch. So yeah, not going to be able to use that footage unfortunately. A quick update guys, the RM engine is all apart as you've just seen in that time lapse. Yeah, got one heck of a mess, a few beverages deep, but the engine's apart. And yeah, I've gone and picked up some brake cleaner from work, so now I'm going to spend my time and get this thing real clean, just go through all the cases and stuff, clean all the bearings out. A quick update guys, the RM engine is all apart as you've just seen in that time lapse. Yeah, got one heck of a mess, a few beverages deep, but the engine's apart. And yeah, I've gone and picked up some brake cleaner from work, so now I'm going to spend my time and get this thing real clean, just go through all the cases and stuff, clean all the bearings and stuff out. Yeah, I've still got to pop the crank out, give all that a good brake clean, and then a blowout with the air. But yeah, other than that, just clean up all the gasket surfaces and stuff, and yeah, then we'll just start reassembling. Probably going to pull a late one tonight and try and get the engine back into the bike, as well as all the suspension stuff, get that all cleaned up. But here's how the engine sits at the moment. So this case is completely stripped, but yeah, we've still got the crank, transmission and shift drum. But yeah, I'll just pop this crank out. We can still pull the dowels off the shift forks out, and then the transmission shafts and stuff out. But yeah, that'll be in there. But so yeah, I'll give everything a brake clean, blowout, and then I'll just go through with some of the CRC, just a lubricant, and I'll lube up all the bearings and stuff, make sure they don't go rusty and or whatever before the bike has a chance to get oil in it. I mentioned in one of the other videos, I absolutely hate rework, especially on this bike, considering I spent so much time and money getting it exactly the way I wanted it, and then for something stupid to happen that I wasn't aware of when I put it together. Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate, but sometimes these things happen, so you just gotta work with what you've got. But I wasn't really too keen on doing it after work. I just wanted to spend one day and get the whole engine apart and back together, just because when that stuff happens, yes, you tend to start forgetting things and all that. So pulled the trigger on tonight, and I'm going to get this thing done. Just got this bin here, it's full of hot water at the moment, and yeah, this is what I've just been washing all the parts in. These are the parts that are already done. First off, yeah, as soon as they came off the engine, I brake cleaned it all. So yeah, it got rid of all the oil and residue and stuff, but there was still little fine pieces of grit and yeah, metal shavings and stuff. And then I hot water, and then I filled this up with hot water, degreaser and dishwashing liquid, and then that just got rid of yeah, all the rest of the grime and stuff. And then yeah, so I've thoroughly cleaned them, just being fully submerged. And then now I've cleaned the bucket out once again, and it's just got hot water in it, and then I'm just running the parts through again. So yeah, just triple checking pretty much, make sure everything's gone, because I'm not taking my chances. I don't want to ruin that $600 cylinder. So yeah, I'm being very careful this time, and making sure that everything's going to be perfect for the bike to be nice and reliable. So this water actually needs cleaning because it's got dirt and stuff in it, so I'll re-clean this case. But pretty much I've just been putting them in there and then just pushing them back and forwards, and so yeah, I'm just going to carry on cleaning this, go change this water, and then all I've got to do is finish this case and that case. I've already done the cylinder, clutch and ignition covers, head, crank, and the inner clutch cover. So yeah, I'll update you guys once I'm finished. Okay, so as you can see, everything from the engine is up here on the bench. So yeah, everything here has been cleaned. Like I said, it's either been brake cleaned. See, everything here has been cleaned. Started off by brake cleaning it, then hot degreaser and dishwashing liquid, and then third was just hot water to clean everything. Then I've gone through with CRC, lubricated all the bearings up. So everything is looking sweet. Yeah, it's all been fully degreased, everything's oil free. So then when we can fully reassemble it, and then lubricate everything as we're going, and hopefully this engine will be sweet. So yeah, lubricated the bore as well. But now everything's clean. You can get a better idea of how much of an amazing job they've done. And then yeah, also cleaned up the top where the O-ring sits. So the only thing left to do now is just clean the last little bits of gasket off the faces. Yeah, as you can see here on this one, that needs to be done. And then yeah, I've got a full gasket set, and you'll just get going and start reassembling this motor. And we just cleaned up the clutch basket, transmissions, and the water pump cover as well. Alrighty, so we've made quite a bit of progress on the RM250 engine. So the whole bottom end is back together. Only thing, I'm just leaving the flywheel cover off because yeah, we've got to still hook the clutch cable up when we get it back in the bike. But other than that, whole bottom end is pretty much together. So now we can start reassembling the top end, so we can get the cylinder on. That has been all freshened up and it's looking sick. So yeah, also have the new Pro X piston to put in, and then I've got some power valves and stuff to install, so we'll get to that now. So another new day, as you can see. Last night we finished up, it was about 12 o'clock, and yeah, we had had enough for the night, but we got the cylinder all put back together, all the power valves installed, and those two power valve covers installed, and the tensioner. So yeah, cylinder studs are installed too. So now is all we pretty much got to do is put the new Pro X piston on the end of the conrod. So I showed this earlier in the video, but yeah, just a Pro X piston, and yeah, we'll just start installing the rings, get the on the end of the rod, and then we can slide the new top end on, get the head, and then yeah, just start, and then you just finish the motor off. Down here I've got the Boyson rad valve to reinstall as well, spark plug, a few other things, and then finish this video up, and then we'll start getting it back in the bike. Hopefully by the end of today I want to have the engine back in the bike and the bike up and running, and I'm completely done. So that is my goal for today. Obviously it won't be one video, so yeah, we'll see how far we can get. So let's rip into it. Well guys, the RM250 engine is completely back together, as you can see. Man, I forgot how good this thing looked. It's been apart for so long. And last time the engine was out of the bike, I didn't have these side covers and stuff on as well. But yeah, we'll take it outside and get some glory photos of it, and then you'll probably wrap up this video and start a new one. Alrighty guys, well that is pretty much going to wrap up the rebuild of the RM250 engine. So yeah, this thing turned out super sick. Yeah, like I mentioned before, I haven't seen the engine out of the bike with all the covers and the gold bling and all that on. So yeah, it looks just as good as when I pulled it out. But this thing is ready to run now. So in the next video, we will be putting the engine back into the RM250, and then yeah, we'll be getting all the wiring hooked up, carbon, exhaust, radiators, all that, getting it back to a complete roller again, and then yeah, we'll kick it in the guts and hopefully it starts up. So yeah, stay tuned for that video guys, and yeah, cheers for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.